good afternoon, wherever you are in the world today. I hope you're absolutely amazing. I want to start off with some self deprecation and say sometimes, maybe a lot of the time, I can be an idiot. In my imagination, Black Friday was going to fall on a Friday that was close to the 25th of November because once upon a time, that's what it did. And I remember that date for some reason. So I thought Black Friday was the Friday that's just passed. Meanwhile, I think the world agrees that Black Friday is going to be on the Friday that's coming up. So I'll put out one of these to say, buy now for a lower price. Come join the winners. Come join the MTOPS community. And I kind of did it a little bit too early. So obviously I'm not going to be a douche about it. And I'm not going to shut it down. I'll be running the special throughout the week. Lucky you. If it is something that you feel it's about time to jump on top of, if you are looking to dominate the markets, this is that week of the year that you act on it. So get involved. On that note of timing, it kind of segues into the carnage I've seen attack my feed on Twitter. $560 million in leveraged crypto position liquidated in 4 hours as Bitcoin pulls back slightly from 990K. For effect, $560 million in a single position liquidated. Okay? I thought, I hope this person isn't suicidal after losing their job, their life, their career, whatever was attached to that. So, a moment of silence for them. And a moment's passed. Okay? I thought it would stop there. Now, a few hours later, I got a message saying 205 million liquidated from the cryptocurrency market in the past 4 hours. Thought it was going to stop there. It then goes on to say over 495 million has been liquidated from the crypto markets within the last 24 hours. This is the single largest Bitcoin liquidation event in history. Just days after Jim Cramer told investors to buy and called BTC a winner. So obviously people don't love this Jim Cramer guy because that's a lot of money to waste. So my blunder of getting the date wrong for Black Friday ties into a bit of what's happening here. And that is timing and being right is as important, actually more important than being right. Point one. Point two, as I think about it, emotions and the speculation towards logic and common sense in the markets is bad. It's bad for you. It's bad for your portfolio. It's bad for the market. It's bad for many people who get duped by speculation and then cry about it because their account has gone or their position has gone and there's nothing that they can do about it. So let me take it into a little bit more of an example. We've been talking about crypto climbing and climbing and climbing, and no, can you believe it or not, it didn't actually reach 100,000, which is fine for us because we don't care. We ride the transitions up and down. The price is irrelevant. The higher the price, the longer the transitions, we like to make more money on longer transitions. That's all it means, okay? Up, down, whichever way. So the fact that I didn't get to 100,000, water over my back. But for those who have been having their sell orders at 100,000, which are many, they are sitting there watching their account bob down to 97,000 and maybe beyond. Okay, there's a lot of bullish news. I'm not entirely sure exactly what's going to happen immediately after. Right now, I'll get into the forecast in a bit. I'm just trying to organize this conversation inside my head. And I got to say that even I suffer with having that noise of speculation, common sense, what should happen inside of my forecasts. And that is problematic because you go on that instead of cold, hard fact. So let me just tell you about why I'm super proud of myself for spending the last year and something to code AI to take at least that one thing out of my reality. All right, so I'm going to drop down real quick and just show you that the AI doesn't care about what's happening on Twitter. It doesn't really care what's happening on BuzzFeed, on Reddit, on whatever. There's no sentiment analysis. There's not listening to some garbage speculation, media, information overload, analysis paralysis. It doesn't care about that. My AI operates on cold fact, baby. And I can tell that to be true because back here when I started my trade day, I thought we were going to go up because we hadn't seen 100,000. And especially when around about here, when America's open ball kicked in, I thought we were going to get a little push to the upside. So at least we can have 100,000, everyone happy, and then move on with our lives. But instead, all right, so that's the latest forecast, which is just realized beautifully, if I may add. But instead, what happened is this. Let me go to my little special room for special people. There we go, MTOP's AI forecasts. And then, so yeah, again, this is the open ball period. Kind of snipped the price out of there. I mean, the time out of there, my bad. But just look at the shape that the AI forecasted the price to do. Okay, so it said there's going to be some up action. It was up. It went down. There's the down. Going to be a little up, down, and then back down again. And that's exactly what happened. Okay, you can see nearly turn for turn that exactly happens. Unfortunately, when I take screenshots, it's not to scale, but you can see that there's the body of that. There's the kind of ranging bullshit behavior that we hate so much. There's that little pink pick me up over there. And this is kind of just forming the prior turning point before this all goes down. So the AI knows. It knows that this high was going to form lower than that high. That low was going to form lower than that low. So that low below that low, that high below that high. So it was showing me that not only the price is going to look like this, but this is a trend to expect in the near future. All right, so that's outstanding. And here we are again with its beautiful crystal ball-like features, able to forecast the future of price action well before it happens, despite what humans kind of deem as common sense and logic and news and speculation and crap. So thankfully, I've got numbers understanding numbers, and I don't have to worry about the speculation of here, the noise and that kind of stuff. 1 second, please. My angel, I'm doing a market update for trading view and everyone around the world. Can I see you a little bit later, please? The beauty of having a home office, stuff like that's going to happen. I love it, but let's continue our conversation. So I want to get into the higher frame time forecasting and price forecasting so that we can get a better overall idea whether or not price is going to drop. But if I quickly run through my strategy checklist, I can tell you right now that this over here needs to build out a little bit more before it gives us the edge of what's going to happen next. All right, so are the guys waiting for 100,000 going to wipe their eyes? Are those who are holding Bitcoin anxious about selling and maybe locking in profit where it is? Or as soon as they sell for profit, do you think it's going to continue running? This is probably a lot of what everyone or Bitcoin traders are thinking out there, or the Bitcoin holders. So let's try and address some of them. But I'm going to tell you up front, spoiler alert, that there's not enough information on the higher time frame just yet to go on what's available. We've got to wait for that formation, that kill zone structure before we jump in and start making I want to say radical conclusions, but that's the wrong words. That shouldn't have come out. Okay, so trend direction. I'm going to start now, but I just want to say thank goodness for having a strategy that is something you can follow step by step and can take away the unnecessary doubt when it comes to these exciting times of all-time high, the fear of maybe selling out too soon, all that kind of stuff. So that was just a feeling that I wanted to share. All right, so trend direction. In terms of opening up a position, I would not go long right now. It is coming to the end of this 512 transition to where we said it was going to. So the climb happened over there, etched across, it continued, it launched from there. Where we said it was an option for it to turn, it did. It came up to the arc 5, and I'll get to that in a second. And then remember, support and resistance is diagonal, it's not horizontal. So the 1/2 climb, and then stopped. Now it's resisted before 100,000. And now we're waiting for the next formation to happen within the kill zone. So we'll take a look at that in a bit. Just speaking about trend first and foremost. Turning point spacing. So I'm not going to open up a trade on that. Turning point spacing. We've got 10 going into 1. It's a late one, which means that there needs to be some down action. Okay, so this here, the turning point spacing on the higher frame is telling me that we're going to see some downward action. So for those who have Bitcoin near 100,000, I'm sorry that it's 97,000. Sorry, not sorry, because it doesn't really matter when you're trading it. But if you're holding on, maybe sell out for 97,000 and get back in once it's dipped. That's up to you. If you've held this far and you're happy with that, then maybe just sit back and allow it to do its travels. But for those who just kind of want to lock something in, if they got it in at 16,000, it's up to 97,000. It's up to you, but maybe lock in that profit near 100K, even if it's not exactly 100K. It works in percentiles in any case. So maybe it's a few $100 or a few $1,000 loss is not a great one, but it's not major in terms of the bigger scheme of things. So up to you. Lock it in over there, and then wait for price to reset. And once it's confirmed and once the turnaround happens, and then perhaps get back in if the overall market says it's a good thing to do. There's so much to say. So on Twitter, I often see a lot of news coming out that China's bullish, India's bullish. It's all very great, but it doesn't stop cycles from happening. And it doesn't say when this market sentiment is going to fly. So therefore, I use MTOPs to guide me through each transition, each low, each high, the reasons why, and then allow all that news and kind of speculation to get everyone else to put their money into the market. But for me, buy the hype, sell the news. Okay? Clearly, this is exactly what happened. We got a presidential run-up. Then the supporting elements behind it, Bitcoin is bullish, but crypto is bullish, like Trump for Bitcoin, all that kind of stuff has pushed it up to ARC 5. But look where it stopped. Okay, I haven't changed this at all. By the way, you can go back to my previous my previous forecasts, and I kept that scaling over there, and that's where it stopped. Okay, I can't script this stuff. This is real life market conditions, and I hope you see how damn amazing that is. Anyway, so let's move on. Scaling was spot on. What an incredible go at that. All right, the kill zone hasn't formed yet. All right, we're waiting for that to form, because now we're getting that downward transition. Even if it crawls across and then goes up some more, we still are expecting a down. Okay, so it finished up over here. Arc 5, I'll get to it in a moment. Okay, arc 5, fan line 1/2, and that's where it stopped at, that resistance confluence. Okay, the end of the transition right there. Support and resistance, fan line, arc curve. So it's got to come down. Again, even if it goes sideways, it's got to come down from here. The time projection was amazing in terms of this forecast. There it is. Check out the previous videos if you don't believe. And cube roots, don't worry about it, it's done. The oscillator is now switched in down. Okay, so price projection, we're not too phased out just yet. So with regards to opening a position here, it will say not to open a position. Okay, so we're just waiting, and that's okay. There's power in patience. We're just waiting for the flip. I see now we are at 18 minutes, nearly 16 minutes. Yes, my brain is tired, and yes, it is summer, and yes, I'm excited for summer, and yes, there's going to be a whole bunch to celebrate in the near future, especially after how incredible these forecasts are planning out ahead of time. Trend and accuracy from the AI. So high spirits. If I fumble on my words, it doesn't matter because everything is good. Okay, so 5, 6, there's 7. I think we got a short 8, 9. Running out of time, so I'm just going to draft it out. Probably not a good idea until we get some definites in there using the M-type strategy. But I'll just kind of freehand it for now, and then give you guys some more definitives with a deeper analysis tomorrow. I think the underlying is you clearly got something that works here. Ahead of time, under any circumstances, be it exciting volatility, be it the ranging markets, be it whatever, there is something that has got your back through it all. So if you want the same amount of confidence, if you want the same amount of ability to forecast, and you want the accuracy of what this model has shown, damn it, reach out to me. Okay, don't hesitate, just do it. You'll thank me later. Before I jump off, I'm just going to put down what I call the resonance rings, a unique discovery to me, unless anyone else can say differently. Then I'm going to claim that. And I just want to say on that note that I've been beckoning and calling and being cheeky and speaking a big game about calling out those who think they can forecast better than I can, because I believe I'm one of the best forecasters on the planet. And no one's kind of stepped up. So the beauty of that is that my AI... Okay, that transition's done. My AI is basically the only one that stepped up to challenge me. And I can kind of say that because it's based on the high moving or high frequency moving charts, that it might be the only forecaster that I respect other than myself out there that can do a better job than I can, because it's not human. Oh, there you go. All right, let me get on to this. Let me build it up. Let's get another forecast up and running. We don't have time. All right, I've got to do this in private. If you want to see how that turned out, reach out to me on the on whatever. Telegram. I got to go now. Telegram, TradingView, all the places. Let's get the conversation going. Let's get you in on this. And sorry for those who are super keen for 100,000, because it doesn't seem like that's going to happen. All right, that's it for now. Have a good one, and I'll catch you tomorrow.